Just so you all know, we are going live now. Oh, well, my mic hasn't been on mute this whole time, so everyone's been able to hear what I have been saying, so that's real fun.
Oh no, they know we're sad.
Exactly. I'm not worried. They'll know soon enough just by watching the show. Alright, well, hello everybody, and welcome to the TB&J Open Mic. My name is Tom. Gonna spotlight myself real quick, keep it profesh. With me, as always, is my co-host, Brooksy Poopsie. Before we get started, I'm gonna do a quick review of our policies. First is a 2-strike heckling policy. First strike, we will mute you. Second strike, i.e. doing anything with the camera, we will kick you out of the room. Next, we have a 0-tolerance harassment policy. So if you feel you are being harassed, send a private message to either me or Brooks, and one of us will kick us out of the room, no questions asked. Finally, when you perform, you can switch to gallery view or pin the timer to see when your 4 minutes are up, and you can also private message me or Brooks if you need an audible cue. 1 minute. When you have 1 minute left. Networkers, don't forget to put your socials in the chat when you're done. I'll try and remember to put people's socials in the episode description, probably like a week and a month after the mic has aired. So for our audience, though, special note that this is an open mic, so comedians performing come to us with varying levels of experience, so be nice. Also, the content featured on this show and all of our shows may not be for all audiences. You have been warned. And leave a comment in the chat. I have my little screen up here to try and see them, and I'll try and respond if I'm able to. But we are doing a contest for best one-liner, so if you want to leave your best one-liner in the chat, we may pick it to send off the show tonight. And if you want to support the stream, like and follow us on all the social media platforms, please consider making a donation of any size, and links to where to do those things are in the video description. Now, I'm gonna get us started. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Give it up for Tom, everybody. Make some noise. Okay, now shut up. Just kidding. Probably. No, there is just so much pressure on this show to try and come up with new jokes every week. I love when the room is full because it means I don't have to do a damn thing. But it's like, damn, can I just talk about how I love my cat, but I also don't, because I got them confused with the hoodie that I threw over the couch the other day? No, because that's not comedy. So here are some jokes. Joke number 1. I had a friend recently who was like, I don't know why I'm so successful. I guess it's because I'm a Virgo born in a Mercury exaltation and rising. I'm like, that's a weird way to pronounce white privilege. Hey. Now I know Desiree's in the room. Awesome. I love your laugh. Anyway, joke number 2. So my day-to-day perspective on how I'm doing in life is so heavily reliant on my current emotional state. It's like super self-aware, right? Do you think that's a cute quality? Or am I being obtuse? Either way, it doesn't feel right. I'm so sorry. Joke number 3. My fiance and I had a fight recently, which is hard. He was trying to tell me that he is, in fact, an active listener. And I'm like, no, you're not. You always do it from the couch. Hey! My fiance... Oh, wow. I fucked that up. My fiance is great, though. He puts up with me as I run jokes by him, which I have to do to ensure that I'm not just relaying my childhood trauma to an unsuspecting audience. That one's hard because I'm still looking for the punchline. But my boyfriend, not to be confused with my fiance, says I cry in my sleep. which reinforces what a great multitasker I am. I was just on a baking show, which, can I just get some credit for having gone through all of 2020 without baking any bread?
Yeah.
When that was the thing, everybody was like, where's your bread now? The answer is Amazon Fresh. All hail Lord Bezos. I was recently called privately that I'm the most organized person in comedy, which naturally I want to put into a spreadsheet with all of my other titles. And if you remember a while back, TikTok was suggesting I buy menstrual pads. Well, the algorithm has insisted on this point because I ordered a book from Amazon recently, and I got it in the mail today. And with the book, I kid you not, was some Midol. So they have got me pegged in more ways than one. Give it up for me, everybody! That's basically a demonstration of how the sets will go tonight. I will spotlight you. And next up on our mic, I'm going to check and make sure that they are in the room, which I'm glad that I did, because they are not. Marked on my list, blacklist, out of here, bye. No. If you do ever come late to this mic and show up after your set has been announced, we'll probably just put you in after whoever did just go. Anyway, next up on our mic, we have a hilarious comic. I've seen him before. I took a class with him at the DC Improv. Give it up for Jay Moscow.
I appreciate it, Tom. Appreciate it. So if you enjoy a good mystery, you're gonna love my set. You see, I have a stutter that causes me to forget, mix up, or forget my words. So if that ever happens, it's up to you to solve the mystery of what the punchline was. But yeah, I've had this stutter my entire life, and as you can imagine, it makes communication difficult. So to make things easier, what I'll do is I'll just get straight to the point and use fewer words. Caveman speak. I'll just say things like "me hungry," "me go to store," "me touch boobs." I'm a real smooth operator like that. Public speaking, it's also extra dreadful with the stutter because you're afraid of looking like an ass. You're afraid people are going to focus on your stutter instead of the message. So one day I decided, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to conquer my fears by doing them. So I found the nearest stage, got up there, and I started speaking. And let me tell you, I felt great. It was amazing. You should have heard the crowd cheering as I was led away in handcuffs. I guess hindsight being 2020, it was a bad idea to talk about how bad racism is at a Trump rally. So I constantly live in existential dread. I'm always questioning what's the point of doing anything. And I have to convince myself to do things like going to work. It's like a hostage situation where I'm both the negotiator and the kidnapper. It's like, man, why the fuck should he go to work? Like, well, so you can afford, basic life necessities like shelter, warmth, food. Like, why can't you just live off the land? Well, we've both seen him cook and found a way to burn ramen. So pretty sure he'll find a way to burn berries out in the wild. All right, I'll let him go to work. Can't have him starve to death. Yeah, I had a closing line, but I completely forgot it. It started with it's like you know what? I'll leave it up to you to solve the mystery of my closing line. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Brody.
Give it up, everybody, for J Moscow. I will replace the spotlight now. Here we go. Yeah, awesome. That was really fun. Can't wait to see what is in store for us tonight. Up next, let me check because I just got a message from this person. Yes, oh my god, I have stuff falling over all over my desk. But our next comic is here. Really excited. He's gonna be featured on the Stand Up for a Cause show on March 19th for the AIDS Committee of Toronto. Please give it up. And, well, I should actually read his intro that he put instead of just like fucking living stuff like an asshole. He said, just say, here's Ashwin Singh. So here's Ashwin Singh.
Yeah. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. I know I asked if I could record, but I forgot that you do that anyway. So we're good to go. All right, guys. I hate hypocrites, so I should hate myself. A hypocrite.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You guys have seen that TikTok where the song goes, oh no.
Sorry, am I back?
You
Yeah.
are back.
Yeah.
I can give you back some time.
Where did you lose? Where did I lose you?
I hate
after
hypocrites.
I hate hypocrites. Was it?
Oh, okay. I hate hypocrites, so I should hate myself, but I'm a hypocrite. So I like myself just fine. People come up to me and they're like, Ashwin, you're a hypocrite. I'm like, I know, it's a self-care habit. Everybody has their own fake self-care habit. Sometimes some people watch Netflix 14 hours a day. I like to think I'm an ally to women that indulges in the occasional mansplaining by mistake. I'm not perfect. I'm fine with that. I'll try to be better. I don't believe people when they're like, I never do that. I'm like, really? You're perfect, so above the rest of us? You never fail at your goals? I don't trust people that don't have that voice in their head that goes, you're being shitty. It's like meeting a white person that doesn't like Stevie Wonder. I'm like, that's just wrong. So I was talking to my sister and I was like, sis, like, what's the difference between mansplaining and explaining? And she said, well, when you mansplain, it usually starts with, well, actually. And when you're explaining something, it might go more like, it might interest you to know. And I was like, well, actually, I have a philosophical disagreement with that. It's just the conciseness. Like, I grew up in a family of 14. You spoke quickly or you didn't speak. Right? If I go into a room of family members and go, it might interest you to know, I am now alone in that room. I am not sexist, just an immigrant. So like in order to better approach my bluntness, let's come up with other things that you can say when instead of saying, well, actually. So the other person goes, ba 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 ba. Wrong. Is that better? Nope. Sorry. I'm so creepy. All right. I went to a mic where the audience was supposed to give feedback, right? And every once in a while, like you guys have seen the kinds of jokes I do, right? And every once in a while, you can see on the face of an audience member that they're about to give what they think is feedback, but really in their head, what's going on is, I'm going to make a speech. Like you can see it on their face. They're like, I'm gonna say so many things, right? And she like this person got up during my set and they're like, I disagree with that joke. And it's like, and I disagree with you disagreeing with that joke. And they're like, that's so stupid. You can't disagree with something that's not an opinion. Exactly. When was the last time you went into a gallery and you were like, I disagree with this painting? I hate this painting and therefore this gallery should not exist because none of the other paintings could be good. Right. This gallery's not allowed to open anymore. Right. I saw a documentary about the female orgasm called The Pleasure Is Ours. And you guys are going to be shocked to know this. It turns out I don't know that much about the female orgasm. People say there's no shame in learning. Wrong. Every piece of fact that I learned during that documentary was evidence that up until that day, I did not know that fact. Every fact hurt me. It hurt my feelings. Then it said 60% of women don't know about the female orgasm. I was like, I feel much better now. If you don't know, I don't know. That's fair. Right? The woman got up in the middle of that joke and she was like, I disagree with that. And I was like, well, actually, I mansplained the female orgasm to a woman. That's what happened. Thanks very much. I've been Ashwin Singh. Have a great night.
Woo! Give me a second because that one had me lose track of the timer. Woo, woo, woo! Give it up for Ashwin Singh, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so funny. Next up, we have another guest who is super funny. Let me see if I can bring up his bio in a real smooth-like manner. He is a really cheerful dude from Canada. Give it up for Mark Hallward.
Hey. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I'm a cheerful dude from Canada. I'm also the guy who was up first on this show, but with curly hair. Jay, man, this same guy. This is crazy. One of us is wearing a wig. That's crazy. I hate to ruin your childhoods. I'm so sorry about this, but I found this out so late in my life, and I'm sure you already know this, that Cookie Monster did not actually eat the cookies. He just busted them into his face. That sucks. I found that out so late in my life, and now it's like traumatizing. He's not getting it. That's the one thing he wanted. Imagine it's like a sex addict who's cursed to only do stuff over the pants now. That's the only thing he wants. And now I'm like second guessing everything else that you see in that show. Like, what if Grover wasn't actually dancing? What if that was like a spasm and everyone's like, looking good, Groves? He's like, I'm in a hospital. Or if like Snuffleupagus wasn't imaginary and people were just ignoring him. Is that the thing? What if Oscar the Grouch had like rent issues and stuff, crazy student loans, and everyone around him is like, life is better with friendship and with Oscar in the trash. So I'm sorry to be, I'd be grouchy too. Sorry about how edgy this joke is. It's a true my edgiest material. This joke has been brought to you by PBS, the letter Q, and the burden of truth. Grow up.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's heavy shit. Oh man, I'm killing with Grace. She can't stop smiling. Look at this. Hey, I'm doing great. The only other thing I want to talk about is I'm a big fan of the Batman movies. Who's with me? Yeah. The one with Anne Hathaway is Catwoman. Meow. You could hath her away with me any day. Come on, that's a pun contest. That's my submission to the pun contest. But my one problem with Gotham City, and why would anyone move to Gotham City? This is what a terrible town. What is their economy? Why is anybody here? If your company transferred you to the Gotham City branch, you'd be fine. You're like, man, they're restaffing because Bane murdered everybody, I guess. Why does anybody live here? I understand other towns, like you guys are in the States. Oh, I want to move to New York for the theater. Or like, I want to move to the suburbs because I accidentally had a kid. Or whatever. But you must be like, I want to move to Gotham City so I can get shot by a clown. Like, so, but the only thing I thought about it, and here's the only thing I can come up with, and I like this. Who's with me on this? That maybe the whole city is designed for the guy who runs the costume shop. Come on. This person's life rules. Yeah. He's like, business is booming. I don't know what the hell is going on. And all the classic characters coming in. Like, yeah, the mayor showed up with all of his penguins. I don't know. I bought all my umbrellas. I hope nothing bad happens there. I had this hideous jacket that was like half normal print jacket, half leopard print jacket. Never thought I'd sell it. Fortunately, a guy came in with half a face and was like, boom, flip a coin. I could be the DA. All right, guys, seriously, if you're not laughing at this, you should know. You should know this material murdered at a virginity convention I did 2 weeks ago. Bone up. Okay, you guys are the best. Thanks so much, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah.
Woo! Give it up for Mark Hallworth, everybody. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm also just like in love with the idea of somebody going into Gotham City and being like, I love what Batman's wearing. How do I get that for me? All right, up next on our mic, you know her, you love her. Apparently, she was smiling all the way through Mark Hallworth's set. She also has an intro, which I'm gonna read because I'm respectful and professional like that. Hell yeah! So she lives in Chicago and produces The Weekend Remedy, currently a virtual weekly mic on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Central. Weekend_Remedy_Chicago on Instagram and Facebook if you want to follow her. And also AK Grace KS on Instagram. If you want to correct anything I've said, feel free to do so in the chat. Again, networkers welcome. Give it up for Grace Snyder, everybody.
Tom did great.
Yay!
Give it up for Tom and Brooks and Jay. I don't know who Jay is. So I live in Chicago. I've lived here it'll be 4 years in July or June. I don't know. I've lost track. It's all the same. It's Chicago. It's a big city. It's all the same. But I moved here from Alaska. And contrary to what most people believe is Alaska is not just Anchorage. I actually did live in a cabin in the woods. I actually did mush dogs. I actually did shit in the woods into an overflowing outhouse. That wasn't fun. Dog next door really liked it, so I can tell you that much. Everyone's like, that is so gross. So the way I met the boyfriend that I was with the longest was by virtue of the fact that I was so clumsy that the boyfriend at the time broke up with me because of that. That's what he said. And he told a friend who told my later boyfriend, Grace is really clumsy, but she's really cool. So he met me at a Rocky Horror Picture Show after party. I didn't know him. I didn't care for him, but I poured him water and he remembered that. And it made his day. But we ended up hooking up and we ended up being together for almost 8 years. We got along in all the really small spaces. So like our cabin was 12 by 16. Do the math. My room is bigger than that. Kayaks, tents, my vagina, the country of Nicaragua. Nicaragua is a small country, in case you know. But we didn't get along like in the big picture, the big scheme of things. It's fine. But I helped lay the foundation for his house and his next relationship because he never wanted yeah, that's a good woman, right? He never wanted to get married, but he did. And I think it was about like 18 months after we broke up, he was married, which was impressive. Because the guy could never make a decision in his life. So he made one. It just took him 8 years and some change to make it. So good on him. I'm proud of him. I'm really not. I'm still connected with his family though, so it's a little bit awkward because we share a godchild. Like I take half of him one time, we split him, and it's great. I'll put him back together for holidays. But yeah, it's a little awkward because I hear things about him, so I can only assume that they're telling him shit about me. So I'm trying to make up like the most amazing shit I can. I'm a comedian. That's it. That's all I have. That's what he's got. I'm sure he's like, oh my God, she's telling jokes about me. Figures. He used to want to do a show with the two of us where like I would be on stage and then he would like translate, which y'all might need right now. Do I need to translate some of what I've talked about? One of my favorite memories though of him is one of our first dates. We were butchering caribou because that's what you do on a first date in Alaska. Yeah, and he put the tongue of the caribou on my face.
Oh,
God.
Wet and slimy, and I was smitten. I was, and that was some good caribou. In fact, I think I still have some in my freezer. It lasted longer than the relationship. My name is Grace. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Grace, everybody. Oh my God. That is living up to all my expectations of what I thought about Alaska. So Awesome for that. Let me see who is in the room. I have a couple people who are running a little late, so we'll try and accommodate them as they come in. That being said, the next person who is here on my set list, she's hilarious. She's fantastic. She's also gonna be on the Stand Up for a Cause mic for AIDS Committee of Toronto on March 19th. Give it up for... Wait. Again, I'm doing the thing where I skip their actual intro. Canadian-based comic who really likes this mic because it's like kind of like that show Cheers that was on back in the day, but on a computer. Give it up for Desiree Walsh. Woo, 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 woo!
As you all know my name. Yeah. I didn't realize I was next because Chris Alio is before me and Katie Zane. And all I kept thinking is that those aren't their pronouns. Oh no. But that's good. It's me. Yay. I'm just I'll just do the Uncrustable stuff, I guess. Yeah. I feel so empty now that I've had them. It must be how people feel that meet God. Like, you wait all your life. None of this is what I wanted to talk about. No, I'm gonna do wheelchair jokes. Yeah, I'll do those. So all of you know this, I think, except for maybe 2 people. I use a wheelchair. You just can't see it because of Zoom. Yeah, I haven't done this in a long time. I have a spinal cord injury show coming up, so I have to do it. Yeah, so I use a wheelchair. I just didn't want you. I'm thinking I was doing like very specific, edgy shit on society and disability as like an able-bodied white woman. I have noticed society treats the disabled different, and I have a hot take. No, this is my actual real life, and it's been pretty good with the quarantine. I know that sounds weird, but I really like quarantine because none of you walkies touch me when I'm out anymore. So it's nice because in the before times, apparently I look like a shopping cart that needs to be returned to Kmart to you people. Walmart for the Canadians. Because we don't have Kmart anymore. R.I.P. Yeah. I also really like it because I no longer have to hear your stories about your friends in wheelchairs. Because in the before times, it was just like, I'm really sorry to hear about your friend Mark, but I don't have any wheelchair basketball information. Also, it is midnight and grocery store, and I am buying 3 types of cheese in Garfield PJs. I am obviously high. Please leave me alone. I am not disabled, Google, unless you have acid. Because acid makes you hallucinate. Yeah, the best jokes are the ones you have to explain. That's still true. Yep. If you're not giving a 9-minute TED Talk after every punchline, you're doing it wrong. Don't ask any other comics. I'm right. Yeah. Before the pandemic, I was lucky enough to go on a date. Well, it wasn't so much of a date as it was a man sat down beside me in Starbucks and asked if I had any wheelchair basketball information. This really happens, walkies. Please, stop. Anyways, myself and this man got to talking about disability and the media, and I told him that I wished the media understood people with disabilities do more than go to the bank and die. Now I'm going to tell you what I do for a living during the day. I work in a bank. I am the problem. I am a living stereotype. For those of you who may not know, Canada banks have very good equity programs, and they hire a lot of disabled people, and we are heavily featured in their media campaigns. Yes. Again, the best jokes are the ones you have to explain. You're not giving a 9-minute TED Talk. You're doing it wrong. Thank you. I've been Desiree Walsh. I'll write some new jokes next week.
Awesome and blossoms. Give it up for Desiree Walsh, everybody. Woo, woo, woo. Awesome. Oh my god, so funny. Next up, they are also very funny. They are a comedian. who I have met in some other venues before, mostly the spontaneous chats that Kelly Zemnikas has on her platforms. But they're also a hilarious comedian. Give it up for Chicago comedian Katie Zane. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, I am. I'm having me a pandemic night. Is what I'm having. And what that means is that all my emotions are happening all at the same time because I've been locked in my home for so fucking long. I suffer from borderline personality disorder. Ooh, I say that because most people won't admit that they have borderline because it's so stigmatized. But really, like, it's just I feel my emotions like really, really strongly. You know, like I finally figured a way to best describe it. It's like if you took like a feral cat and like put it in a sack and beat the shit out of it and then like let it out real fast. That's my emotions. That's my feelings, all of them. I did a show about a couple hours ago, and I right as I was logging in to do my sound check for the show, I broke my bong. I was going to turn my ring light on, and I put it on top of my laptop, and then swung my hand over, and it just fucking crashed on the ground. Worst smell in the world too. Like right before you're about to perform, that's what you want. Like you want it to smell like, you know, like the asshole of an ashtray. Like right before you're about to fucking perform. But it like broke and I lost my mind. I think the people above me think I might have killed my boyfriend. Like I lost it so hard. It was bad. And like I was like losing it. And afterwards I was like, I just turned 37 on Monday. And I really feel like I need to learn how to express my feelings better. You know, like I've done so much therapy and so much growing, becoming a better full person. But like I still cried when I broke my bong like a 14-year-old kid. So how much growing have I done? You know, like how far, you know? I also had to have this very calm, angry discussion with my boyfriend where I was like, just so you know, my brain totally thinks it's your fault. Like, my brain immediately blamed you for talking to me at that exact moment and that it was entirely you to blame. And I was like, I know that's insane and I don't actually believe that. But yeah, just so you know, like, I'm real mad at you for no reason right now. Because I feel like, I don't know, when you're in a relationship, especially like when he works from home, we see each other all the time. The other day he was gone for over 24 hours and I missed him. And I was like, wow, this is an amazing feeling. I missed you. You know, I was like, you should leave more often. Like, it's nice to be like, oh, I want you around. Yeah. No, my boyfriend and I moved in like days before the quarantine started. Like it was like we moved in and then a global pandemic happened. Also, I like about a couple months before the pandemic, I had been like stating that we were due for one to a friend. I was like, yeah, we're really due for another pandemic. And they were like, it'll be fine. We've got so much technology. And I was like, no, it's gonna go so bad. And I was completely correct. I was so right. I have a vaccination appointment tomorrow and I'm worried that I'm gonna get turned away. So that's where my life is at tonight. Crying about bongs, worried I might still not be safe and might die. It's a good place to be. This was super fun and super fun to just pop into. Thanks so much, Tom. This was awesome.
Yay! Give it up for Katie Zane, everybody! Oh my god, it was so much fun having you on the mic. I also feel like I revealed so much about myself just now because I think the most I've ever reacted to any joke was when you mentioned breaking your bong, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, that says more about me than anything else tonight. That being said, the next comic on our mic tonight, you know him, you love him. I say his name every mic incorrectly because he's my co-host. Give it up for Brooksy Poopsy! Woo woo
All right. Katie, I gotta say the phrase, oh, I missed you, you should leave more often is something that my fiance says to me every time I leave the house. All right, one person laughed. Oh, ha ha. Only one person finds Brooks's sad relationship hilarious. No, but guys, I'm engaged. How cool is that? Although all of you regulars know that because it's all I talk about. So I'm wedding planning though. Like we did a lot of wedding planning this week and we were looking at the wedding rental companies. And I have to ask you guys something. Is it appropriate to have a dunk tank at your wedding? Because this wedding rental company offers that. And I don't think that it's appropriate. A dunk tank is appropriate only for one type of event, a funeral. What I want done at my funeral is I want to be put up there on the board. Just have everybody throw the little ball and try and dunk me in. Whoever gets it wins my inheritance. Which, like, you know, I'm a millennial. It's just going to be like $10,000 of student debt and 2 buy one, get one free coupons from Quiznos. All right, student debt hitting everybody hard. Guys, I got some really exciting news about my fiance. She's getting published in a 4th academic journal this week. Like, she's absolutely one of the most brilliant people that I know. Like, she's truly incredibly smart. I am good at other things. Like, so Chelsea has been published in 4 academic journals in the past 4 years. I know how to fry an Uncrustable. Chelsea finished her 2nd master's degree while working full time. I still think I can fix things by hitting them. Chelsea has worked with internationally renowned scientists around the globe. I remember most of the lyrics to DuckTales. I think the best case example of just like how smart Chelsea is and like how much smarter she is than me is, so there's this one time that my dad gave me a call at 6 a.m. and I pick up because the last time I got a 6 a.m. call from my dad, it was to tell me that my uncle died. So I'm thinking, great, here's some more good news. Wow, everybody here is a really big fan of my Uncle Wayne. You leave him alone. He fought for this country and then became really racist in the last 20 years. The dead uncle joke never gets laughs until I elaborate. So anyway, like I get this call and my dad just says, hey, the house burned down, but don't worry. I got out, the dog got out, and everything valuable was safe in the car outside. I'm like, great. And Chelsea asked me, what's wrong? I'm like, Dad's house burned down, but he got out okay. Everything valuable got out okay. The dog got out okay. And he said, everything's insured, so don't worry about it. I'm like, so everything valuable was out of the house? Yeah. This is the house your dad's been trying to sell for the past 2 years. Yeah.
Hell
and everything was insured. Yeah. I don't understand what you're, oh my God, Dad burned the house down.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, you guys, that is all I have for my set this evening.
That's so dope.
Give it up for Bruce, everybody, and for me.
Give it up for my dad. Guys, let's not give it up for me. Let's give it up for my dad understanding fire insurance.
Dude, that's so badass. Rules.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Our next comic is originally one half of the AJU and a black guy comedy duo. He hails from Atlanta, Georgia, and is gearing up for his Hrotzen and Friends tour. I have no idea what Hrotzen is, but he wrote it, so I will read it literally. A show filled with music, shtick, and funny. www.htrosen.com. Give it up for David H.T. Rosen.
No one's ever pronounced Rosen and Croson, but we're going with this, people. How you feeling? It's Purim. Get in and everybody on mute. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
This is true, man. You ever had a week where you literally sit and just watch Netflix all night? Like literally watch all night, every night. Here's what happened. For 5 days straight, I've watched nothing but Orange is the New Black. Ladies' prison stories are more addictive, just than crack. Oh, the main girl Piper resembles, but not reminds me of my wife. And these girls can turn anything into a shank. Oh, Crazy Ass is my favorite of this show's funky cast. I'm telling you, Alex disappeared and reappeared way too fucking fast. The old bald cancer lady on her way out ran over VN. Red the Russian got her kitchen back, the rusty like me. I'm serious, people. I like Piper and the Nun, and the tiny Asian really does it for me. One is named Poussey, and she's in love with that girl Tasty, and they added a fake Ellen, and also Mug of Phoenix. Oh, 5 days straight, I'm getting my orange to black fix. I'll be over soon. And after the bedbugs, they got uniforms and an insignia. I even saw a couple episodes with Mike Birbiglia. That's the best thing I've ever written. Not the whole song, just the Birbiglia part. He goes, cameos, maybe I'll be on the show real soon. I asked my agent for a part in this dramatic prison spoon. How you people feeling? So I was 19. I was 19 for real. Young, stupid, long hair, pretty, and in prison. So I literally had my own receptionist. You could call, you could phone ahead or kite under the goddamn door before you wanted to attack me. You can make an appointment. Swear to God. Oh boy. All right, y'all are like 20 years younger than me. This is gonna be a good time. I'm glad I waited for that. I saw sock monkeys are cool again. I saw them at Walmart and Target online. Then I remember being cool when I was growing up. I used to tie mine around the doorknob. Anybody else? I got a ticket riding in the pork shoulder lane for being kosher and Jewish. It doesn't matter because Jews have been walking on Saturdays forever. We fucking invented exercise. I'm old school Jewish. I don't call the Jewish calendar month of Nissan. I still refer to it as Datsun. Let you catch up. Def Leppard's drummer finally got a lead on his armed robbery from 1984. So after I got divorced, I'm now happily married again. But after I got divorced, I answered this Craigslist ad, right? And this guy wanted me to meet him and his wife in a little Chevy Astro van in a MARTA train parking lot. So I climb in and it says Giovanni tile and bathroom renovation, and I'm giving it to his wife, and I'm feeling great about where I'm at. And I turn around at the end and he does his business. He looks me dead in the eye and he goes, "Don't tell anyone." Until tonight, I was doing good, so now I'm a little worried. Good. I gave $4,000 to charity last year. She got fake tits, started to dance, and ditched my ass. Hey, Georgia has a new red necrophilia law. That's for when sleeping with your sister goes horribly wrong. I wasn't going to do that, but people set the mood, so I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm actually scheduled to get the vaccine like 3 years from now, but it's the mid-century Moderna shot. All right. Oh shit, I got a quick one. Here it goes. I was lonely, it was after the divorce. We met online, of course. She was Jewish. We went out on a date. We shared an Applebee's rib plate. We went out a couple more. We were at the house with Grip sitting on the floor. I opened a bottle of wine. I told her to get comfortable. Then she took off her shoes. Singing If You Know It. It was on my hit like 10 years ago. Here it goes. So I got a foot fetish, so I said no. Tried to love her, but she's missing the toe. She got no stability. Been HT Rose. God bless. You'll be good.
All right, you guys, give it up for David H.T. Rosen. All right, everyone, I am really excited about this next comic because he was featured on the Laughing Into the Void, which you can catch here on District Comedy. Now, hey, boys and girls, stevedores and ship welders, straight from Dang Tootin' Good Time Show, it's Bronco Brad and his Wood and Caillou Knotty Pine.
Whoa there. Well, howdy, boys and girls. Well, thank you, Brooksy. I sure do appreciate that introduction. Hey, boys and girls, are you ready to have a good time? All right, all right. Well, here we go. Well, we're gallop to the TB&J mic. Gonna go to the show where the wits are keen, to the best comics that I ever seen. Gonna gallop to the TB&J mic. Gonna hop on my saddle and away I go to the TB&J Mic Show. Okay, all right, there you go, Knotty Pine. Take a rest here in the saddle. All right. Hey, boys and girls, I just want to make sure to remind you about our sponsor for tonight. Yes, indeed, it's Ted's candied broccoli and spinach. It sure is darn good. Mom and Dad, if you can't get your kids to eat some vegetables, just pick up a big old box of Ted's candied broccoli and spinach. Your kids are going to love it, I guarantee it. All right. Well, now, hey, boys and girls, you know what now? It's time for a tale of the Old West. Yes, indeed. Let me pick up my guitar here. Let me tell you all about it. Oh, here, this tale is about a famous cowboy of the Old West. It's called the One-Eyed Kishka Cowboy. Well, a long, long time ago, living out on the plains, rode a mean sausage cowboy, full of meat, fried products, and grains. His one good steely eye could kill you with a glance. He'd fire his 6-gun at your feet and make you do a polka dance. Oh, the one-eyed Kishka cowboy could shoot your insides out. He'd plug you and he'd plant you and cover you up with sauerkraut. His outer casing was tight and crunchy. His heart was cold and mean. He'd slather his own mother with mustard once she'd been fully steamed. Oh, the one-eyed Kishka cowboy could shoot your insides out. He'd plug you and he'd plant you and cover you up with sauerkraut. Hey, this there it is, the tale of the Old West, boys and girls. Hey, now it's time for our science corner. Thanks a lot. Our science corner with my little pal Wally, the happy talking neutrino. Hey, Wally. Hey, everybody. Hey, Wally, what's our science topic for today? Well, Bronco Brad, it's about what is a black hole. Okay, what is a black hole? Well, it's like a giant stuffed cabbage where nothing can get out. Not the hamburger or the rice or the tomatoes or the nice spices. It just gets better and better. Okay, thank you, Wally. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, I love that, Wally. Hey, boys and girls, now it's time for one more song here before I go. You know, talking about cabbage, I sure do like the people of Poland. You know, they don't round up the dogies, no siree. They roll up big heads of cabbage. And that's what this song's all about, rolling that cabbage along. Oh, hey, put my guitar down. Now, if you got your Bronco bread, wooden clackers, you can clack along. Well, rolling, 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 no time to go bowling, rolling them cabbage across the range. Oh, put on your chaps and hat, our cabbage is green and fat. Rolling capusta along. Don't give you no baby pout, cause they'll soon be sauerkraut, cause we're rolling them cabbage along. Oh, rolling, 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 no time to go bowling, rolling them cabbage across the range. As we're looking across the prairie, seeing men and women hairy, rolling capusta along. I dream of home in the hills with golumkies and Polish tills, rolling capusta along. Oh, rolling, 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 no time to go bowling. We're rolling them cabbage across the range. Well, that's all my time for tonight, boys and girls. Have a good night. See you later.
All right, you guys, give it up for Bronco Brad. And be sure to catch him on the Laughing Into the Void podcast from us at District Comedy. All right, our next comedian is one of our fantastic regulars. Give it up for Just Camilo.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Josh next. I need a second.
I thought it was Josh.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. It is Josh next.
No, it's okay because I'm also confused because there's 2 Josh Mandels in the room.
Oh, yeah. One of them, I'm on my phone, so I was like using the other one to look at the time.
I got you. Here we go.
All right, so I'm going to reset. I'm going to reset because I'm really bad at this. If anyone thought for a second I was professional, that is very quickly corrected. No one ever thought I was professional. Come on, I'm a dangerous alcoholic. I show up hammered half the fucking time for this. I'm kidding. It's every single time. All right, guys. Our next comedian is Josh Mandel.
Thank you. Oh, I was thinking today, I was like, I wish Chris Rock was on these Zooms, because then I feel like it would be like he'd be walking with his phone like this, you know. And I love these Zooms, dude. I have such a good time every night hanging out with you guys. I come on, I laugh, I'm laughing, having a fun time. And in the morning, I go to class on Zoom, and like for an entire hour, my professor just stands there and bongs. I mean, you should hear this guy. It's like set up. Jesus Christ. And he tries to do crowd work. Dude, read the room. It's 10 in the morning. There's not the time for crowd work. And also, for the last time, please put the list order in the chat. He's like out here cold calling people. It's freaking absurd, man. Freaking crazy. Really gets on my nerves. I'm really clumsy. And I like just started realizing it. Like just last week, I started paying attention to where I was walking. And it is not going well. My pinky toes are like abused children. We're just living a terrible life. You know, it's I feel bad for what I subject them to. Like I'm the reason that we can't have nice things. It's me. I'm bad at geography, and then I realized no, I just never took the time to look at a map. But yeah, in when I was in high school, I was hanging out in the gymnasium with my friend, and he shoots a fire extinguisher and inadvertently does $50,000 worth of damage. Can you believe that? I have cool friends. And also, what about a gymnasium is worth $50,000? I don't even think the teacher is worth $50,000. And so my friend, and he's getting all stressed and stuff, and he was like, "Dude, I'm probably fine because like not that many people. There's only like 5 people there. Like no one's gonna know." I was like, "Dude, this is a high school. This rumor's about to spread. Rumor's about to spread like Nutella on Nutella, dude. It's gonna be everywhere." And he's like, "True," and he's getting super stressed, like to the point where like I don't know if a human's ever been that stressed. Like I think that amount of stress has only been induced on hamsters in laboratories. and he gets to the point, he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna go turn myself in." And so he went to the dean's suite, and I feel like he just got on his knees like this, put his hands on his head, and was like, "Anything I spray can and will be used against me." But can you believe he turned himself in? I would never rat on myself, because you know what we do to rats. I was gonna go the Desiree route, but I feel like it won't be as funny when I explain it. I feel like everyone understood it, but it was just real life not funny. But it's okay.
No, you should do it.
Hey.
Well, I was just saying I'm the one ratting, so like we do the rats, like me ratting on myself. I'm Jewish. I call my grandpa Nano though, which is Italian, because we figured why split hairs. Yeah, all right, word. I was like, should I just count down the seconds out loud, like 19, 18? But no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go back to the room. Thank you so much.
Keep it going for Josh Mandel, you guys. All right. One thing I forgot to plug is he also has the mic on Rampantly. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah. Blue Chaser. It's like on it's at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Saturdays. It's you guys should come through and then watch SNL on YouTube, I guess.
8 p.m. on Saturdays Pacific time, which is a made-up time zone. Our next comic is one of our fantastic regulars. Give it up for Just Camilo.
Thank you for having me on. All right then. I hate seeing once in a lifetime opportunities. I hate seeing that. I'll tell you why. I don't trust anything you should only do once. Like whenever I see that on a flight, I'm like, no. Maybe you shouldn't go on a once in a lifetime trip to romantic Mexico. Sounds like there's something systemically wrong with the place. Once in a lifetime. If it was that great, someone would have gone and done it again. Once in a lifetime opportunities. That's what I would say for something I never ever want to redo. Like when I get my dog neutered, I don't want to be told, hey, look, it seems like your dog's balls are too complicated to operate. From now on, you'll have to make it a weekly visit. I'd much rather that be an all-inclusive, once-in-a-lifetime trip. Make that a special day. It's already pretty rough on the dog, so this is the best. This is the best you can do. Job interviews give me anxiety, but I found a solution. I do a practice run just by myself, and I do all these questions, and I answer them with just stupid and awkward things, so that way I'll have an answer ready for the real thing. Yeah. Okay, I totally messed that one up. All right, whatever. I mostly get hired, but it's only because I have a really strong reference from Elon Musk. I mean, anyone can write that down. Sure. If you don't believe me, what are you gonna do? Ask him next time you see him? His number's right there. You can call him, but I think he'll be too busy with billions of dollars to manage. That's my reference right there. But it's worth a shot anyways. I mean, he has time eventually. I don't know. I guess I never really understood jewelry. That's my pitch in the job interviews. That's how I get the job. I guess I never really understood jewelry, and I don't mean to offend anyone who has rocks hanging out their ears, but why do we poke holes there? You know, there's other parts of the bodies where piercings make sense. Okay, I'm not gonna argue that. But why do we need some on the side of our heads that happen to be easy to lose? Yeah, those are the only ones we lose. I don't. There's also the ones with the big hoops. Seen those around. That's cool. But is it like a small basketball I can throw through there? Like, what else is it for? I don't know. Guess I don't know. Guess the only jewelry that makes sense to me are watches. Those look nice everywhere. Does it just have to go on the wrist? Could be a necklace. Who knows? Just ideas for you. Makes more sense than rocks, in my opinion. Rocks are colorful. I get it. Put them on a table, maybe. Build them into your wall. But when it's on you, it's like, when did we bring the elements of nature into this? I guess. Do you also carry water? A good wind? No, just the rocks then. Oh, it's a fake rock. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. So that's my time, but thank you so much.
All
for,
right,
just having me on. It's fun. All right. Take the mic away.
All right, you guys, give it up for Just Camilo.
Just clap for myself.
All right, our next comedian is a comedian from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Give it up for Adam Bush.
Thanks, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm using my AirPods right now. Can you hear me fine? Cool. Okay, so I had a whole different thing, a bunch of jokes that weren't going to be very funny, that were new, that I was going to try, but David was singing about Mike Birbiglia, and this is a bit I've been working on because it happened to me, so I'm going to share it with you guys, and I'm going to try to do it within 4 minutes. So 3 years ago, Mike Birbiglia was doing a one-man show on Broadway, and he held a contest. He said, make a video of yourself doing one of his old bits, post it on social media. He'd pick his favorite one and have them come out to New York and open one of his shows for him. And I won that contest. And it was awesome. It was just like my Broadway debut, hooray. Something I never expected. So that was great. So fast forward 3 years to last weekend. He was doing a round of virtual shows to which I, as well as 1,000 other people, purchased a ticket to watch. So I'm really excited. My wife, she's going to go out with her friends, and I'm hanging out at the house and I'm watching the show, and it's hilarious. It's kind of a working it out sort of thing. Halfway through, he looks at the Zoom and he sees me and he says, "Hey, it's Adam, my understudy from my show. Everybody give it up for Adam." And I was just like, "Hey, how's it going? Great to see you again." And he said, "Adam, you are a licensed pastor. Is that right?" "Oh, wait, no, I've said that before, but that's not true. And you always tell me you're not a pastor. And I said, no, actually what usually happens is what just happened. You say I'm not a licensed minister, and then I say, no, Mike, I'm a licensed minister. And then that's how the conversation goes. And he goes, that's not true. You're trying to rewrite history in front of everybody on my show. And it's like a funny, like back and forth. And like, I know that like we're doing a funny bit. You know who doesn't know we're doing a funny bit? The 1,000 other people who are there to see Mike Birbiglia. From their perspective, they're watching a guy they do not know correct a guy they definitely know and love a lot more than me. So they take to the Zoom chat. And at first, it's kind of normal. Like, who does this guy think he is? He's a pastor. But then one guy, because I was in my kitchen, was like, that dude's got an ugly fridge. Why is your fridge so ugly, Adam Bush? And then the next person was like, he's only got one magnet on his fridge. That is super weird. And I was like, I didn't realize there was like fridge decorum that I'm unaware of. And then somebody was like, that is a lot of Mrs. Myers hand soap you got there, Adam Bush. Why are you hoarding so much Mrs. Myers hand soap? And I'm like, why are we saying Mrs. Myers so many times? And besides, one of them is a lotion. So that's in your face, Steve. So there's like all coming at me. And they're saying things like, I wrote them down so I won't forget. Adam Bush, those glasses were made for women. the only thing not okay about Oklahoma is Adam Bush. Somebody just wrote adambush.virus is a website, I guess. Somebody wrote Adam Bush, more like Adam Stinky. A child was there. And then some guy named Steve from Michigan just typed, Adam is a mediocre man. So I was like, Mike Birbiglia, what are you doing? You've turned the whole crowd on me. And he's not letting up. He's having a great time. He's like, oh yeah, Adam? Well, what would Jesus do? And at first I thought, oh, that's cool because he knows I like Jesus. But then I realized, wait a second, you've given more ammunition to the angry mob. So then somebody writes, Adam is just one clothing choice away from being a modern day John the Baptist. I was wearing this shirt. Then somebody writes, hey, Adam, where's Eve? Did she leave you? Which I think is just rude. Then somebody wrote, Adam and Eve, more like Adam is terrible. And then finally somebody just wrote my name, Adam, but they spelled it A-D-U-M-B. That's my time. Sorry I went over. Thanks, guys.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Adam Bush because Mike Birbiglia's fans were really aggressively mean to him. Mike Birbiglia fans were so toxic. Like, I'd expect that out of Dane Cook or Louis C.K., but Birbiglia is just aggressive.
What are you gonna do?
So our next comedian never knows what to say for this part, but I do. It's Shawn Rossman.
Beautiful job. I didn't realize that everyone was getting wasted on this show. I'm drinking chamomile tea out of a decorative mug.
I think everyone is just me aggressively.
Yeah, big news for me this month. I paid off my student loans finally.
Good.
Yep. So at age 33, I'm finally just back to zero. I'm ready to. I think I'm finally prepared to get into debt in the real world now. The bank was like, "Hey, student, have some money, but only spend it on your education." But then they just throw thousands of dollars into your account, and they're like, and I'm like, "What can I spend this on?" They're like, "Oh, anything. Just get out there." I'm gonna miss complaining about my student loans though. Like that was one of the best, some of like the best times I've had was just like complaining to my friends about how much we owed. I mean, that's like true privilege, like just complaining about how much you spent on your education. It's also like the only type of debt that you can run up and then you are the sympathetic character. Like you can just like run up thousands of dollars and people feel bad for you. I used to tell people how much I owed and they'd be like, that's terrible. College is so expensive. I can't run up like a gambling debt and they'd be like, oh, you poor thing. They're going to make you pay it all back? That's awful. Yeah, so I've been throwing some cash around a little bit. I made a sizable charitable donation. I bought 4 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Yeah, every time I buy Girl Scout cookies, I feel like I'm like this selfless philanthropist, like I'm Bill Gates or something. I just like go home and sit on the couch, start eating Thin Mints, and I'm like, I think I really made a difference in those kids' lives today. But I don't think buying Girl Scout cookies is a true charitable act. Like, I don't think real charitable giving involves insane otherworldly pleasure that eating Girl Scout cookies brings. Like, if I donate to the American Cancer Society, days later, I don't wake up in the middle of a cold sweat with the uncontrollable craving to lead a 5K, 1K fun run. Like, I'm not stress donating canned goods in the middle of the workday, hoping my girlfriend doesn't find out. So yeah, sorry. So I've over the past month we've been getting a lot of grocery delivery, like not to avoid grocery stores because of the pandemic, just like purely we've just like discovered it as a service. So like we're just but I realized the other day the person delivering my groceries is an essential worker, but I'm not. But they're getting food for me. The government said this person is far more crucial to the functioning of society than you. And I'm like, hey, can you pick me up some mustard? Not to take away from them, but I don't think like getting me a case of seltzer water at 10 p.m. is essential. That's like calling a nurse right now and being like, hey, I need a multivitamin. Stop what you're doing and deliver that to my house. All right, all thanks all.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Shawn Rossman. Our next comedian has wandered the world for 800 years trying to find his purpose in life, and he used that purpose to sign up for the next 15 TB&J mics. Give it up for Ralph Anthony.
Oh, man. Why you gotta air me out like that, man? Oh, Christ. No, the worst part is that we all know.
There we go.
Oh my God. The worst part is that we all know in like 3 weeks, I'm going to forget that I signed up and then I'm going to message Tom and be like, yo, can you put me on the show? Yeah, I was just trying to be proactive. I was like, you know what? Let me sign up for the next few. And the next few turned into the next few months. So I was like, well, you know, we're not getting out of lockdown anytime soon. No one else knows what's going on right now. Everybody's muted, just being like, what the fuck is this retard talking about? Jesus Christ. Why isn't he wearing his helmet? Who let him off the short bus? Okay.
Yeah.
No, one last laugh. Okay. So high right now, don't even care. Oh man, it's funny. It's funny because you guys were just breaking stones, but most people would say that is bullying, and I find bullying very funny. I find bullying funny because I feel like most parents are against bullying, but like they don't realize that they're their child's first bully. Like they don't want to admit it. Parents never want to admit that they are their child's first bully. They'll say it's tough parenting. No. That is just great bullying. Listen, my house.
Oh God.
God, it sounds like a donkey taking a shit. It's like a donkey queef. Listen, yo. If this was live stand-up, I might have walked off the stage by now. You don't get much better than donkey queef. You're like, you know what? That's it. Just have a good one. All right. I wonder how many more times I can say donkey queef in 4 minutes. Oh God. No, seriously. Back to jokes. Serious. All right. Listen, yo. Honestly, parents are their child's first bully. My house was so rough growing up that I was just waiting for my mom to try to steal the lunch money that my dad just gave me. Okay. Oh man. Listen, from a toddler to a teenager. Oh my God. Parents talk to their kids every day like they are a fucking bully. Okay. Growing up, my mother used to tell me, she would say, "Don't take that tone with me, mister." Oh, I'm sorry. What are you trying to silence my voice? What? You trying to control my language? No. I didn't know stealing my freedom of speech was part of your parental duties, mother. My dad was a fan favorite of saying, "Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about." Oh, I'm sorry. What? Did you just forget what happened? Like, you literally just gave me something to cry about. Like, I'm not a crier. I don't cry for fun. What you did 20 minutes ago, yeah, that's what's making me cry now. My mother used to say her all-time favorite was, "I brought you into this world. I can take you out." Sorry, mother. I don't know if you know how vaginas work, but that's an exit only for babies. Like, I can't go back in there. You know, there's no such thing as a reverse birth. Like, you just can't spread your legs and suck me back up like it's a tube in Willy Wonka's factory. You know, I'm just like, no. The toothpaste is out and it's not going back in the tube. All right, you guys do great.
All right, you guys keep it going for Ralph Anthony and his donkey queefs. Our final comedian of the night is just a comic from North Carolina, but he should be more positive about himself. Give it up
you
for
skip me,
DJ
bro?
Massacampo.
Damn.
It is Nick's turn.
I did
Damn,
skip
Brooks,
Nick.
don't be a monk donkey queef.
I was testing you. I was testing you guys, and it's not because I'm just really bad at this. Our next comedian is everybody's favorite ginger, and I'm really happy to have him here. Give it up for Nick B.
You guys, oh man, give it up for Tom and partially Brooks, because Tom didn't skip me. Tom put me on the list, and then he just left me there. And then Brooks was like, "Fuck him. You know what we need less of? Straight white guys. Let's just get the fuck. Let's just skip through this guy. We'll go right on past him." I agree. Okay, I'm gonna give my time back to the room. No, I'm just kidding. He messaged. Do you see this? Now he's backpedaling so hard. He said sorry in the chat, and now I feel like the dickhead. Don't at that. He's drunk.
Okay.
He's okay. He's self-medicating, guys. He doesn't have feelings anymore. He's drunk. Dude, I just love watching Ralph get so high that he's just eating hot apples that he microwaved like an old man. And he just goes, "Ha ha ha, my house." And then died laughing at himself. I don't know if anybody else saw that. This is the first mic that I've done in weeks. Because somebody that I work with tested positive for COVID, everybody. Yeah. I'm somebody. I tested positive for COVID. It was bad. Okay. I had to call my mom and let her know that I had COVID just in case things went south. I don't know if you guys can see me. I'm wearing a 2X shirt. We're pretty far south already. I figured I was going to die. I 100% As soon as I found out I was positive, I was like, I got to get my affairs in order. I should just get ready to leave. I'm definitely going to be a statistic by Monday. I called my mom and I was like, hey, I have COVID. And she was just like, oh my God. She's an old white lady. She was just like, oh my God, how could this happen? I thought you were safe. And I was like, I don't know. I think I got it from like a toilet seat or something. That's how that happens. The worst part is like I have really bad anxiety, but I also have really bad ADHD. So like I focus really hard on things. So like the whole time COVID's been around, I've just been like, oh my God, I think I have it. Holy shit. I don't want to get it. And then I got it and I was like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it the whole fucking time. I'm going to die. I didn't die. I don't know if you guys know this. Surprise. I made it actually. Just figured I'd give you the heads up in case you guys were wondering how it ended. Yeah, it was weird. My boss was just like, hey, I'm going to need you to stay home for 2 weeks. And I was like, that's a bummer. And he was like, don't worry, you're still getting paid. Let me just say, guys, this is the closest I will ever get to Netflix money. Like I just went to sleep and woke up knowing that I got paid. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, this is what it feels like to have all the credit and none of the hard work. This is wonderful. I love it. Oh man. I think it's funny that I got tested for COVID 3 times before I eventually got it. And I think it's really weird that the first 2 times I got tested, it was women that gave me the test. And the third time I got tested, it was a man and he was the most gentle. And I will be honest, out of all 3 of them, I was like, I'll totally fuck this guy. He was so gentle. I was like, he is definitely a soft and careful lover. I would totally take him home. Okay. The worst part was like, I got COVID and I was like, oh shit, what if I lose my taste and smell? And then I realized that I almost exclusively eat fast food. I think if I lost my taste and smell, that would be a step up. I don't know if you guys know this. McDonald's isn't necessarily known for their flavor, but if I got COVID and still ate there, which I did, it would be an improvement. I don't know if you guys know that. I've got like a couple seconds. I think parents wait till the genetics take before they decide how much they love you. Because when I was a child, I didn't look like either parent. I just looked like a redheaded child. And then as I got older, my parents got divorced and I looked just like my dad. So now every time my mom looks at pictures of me as a baby, she just goes, yeah, you were so cute as a child. Which is like a really nice way of being like, what the fuck happened? I don't know where we went wrong. Hey, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad I didn't die so I could come here.
Keep it going for Nick D's and him still being with us. And also he's totally 100% accurate on me and Ralph. All right, our final comic for realsies this time is just a comic from North Carolina, but he should be more positive about himself. Give it up for EJ Masacampo.
All right, hello, thanks a lot. So yeah, I am in North Carolina, where I'll be honest, they are not used to Asian people. Yeah. I was jogging on a nature trail recently, and I ran past another jogger going the other way. And as I passed him, he yelled, "Thanks for the coronavirus." Wow, who is that racist? While trying to better himself. What? He's in front of the mirror that morning, like, come on, Gary. Let's lose some pounds, gain some enemies. Or I don't know, man. Maybe he's really wholesome, except for that one weird thing. Like during the day, it's bigotry and cardio. And at night, when he goes to Klan rallies, he carpools in a Prius. Or maybe he's working out because he's racist. I don't know. Maybe his goal is to be strong enough to shout slurs in a standing position. Let's see. I love food. I love food a lot, but hard drugs are clearly way better. Which is really crazy. Yeah, people say food is the best, but come on. You've never sold your mom's TV for Skittles. When people yearn for food, they're like, "Oh man, I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse." Meanwhile, a guy in bath salts is like, "Oh man, hey, I'm eating a horse." Hard drugs make people do crazy things. They're too good. Like that's why I don't want to do them, because I feel like food would start to pale in comparison. You know, like, oh, how are the nachos? I mean, they're good. They're not causing time to move backwards good. I mean, the cheese is melting, but I'm not. I don't think I have to worry about a drug problem, because people end up doing hard drugs because they build up a tolerance to other drugs. You know, like they get used to the high from pot, they get used to the high from coke. I still haven't gotten used to the high from pizza. Yeah, people are like, what about ecstasy? Have you experienced ecstasy? I'm like, oh, I've had the cheesy bread. I would hate to build up a tolerance to food. Just like, I need help, man. I had 2 scoops of Rocky Road. I didn't taste a thing. Like, I know what you mean. Yeah, lately I need to have 5 scoops of very berry strawberry just to feel normal. I am pro drugs. I just I don't do a lot of them. It's I don't know, it's hard to sneak them in. You can't offset them with other stuff, you know. Like, ooh, looks like I got in my 10,000 steps. I think I deserve a little crack. Yeah, food's way better because I'm a dad, and you know, you're allowed to do food with your kids. It doesn't work the other way. Like, hey, since you kids did a good job with your broccoli, how about an extra line of ketamine? Don't tell your mom. All right, that's all I got. Thanks a lot.
All right, you guys, give it up for EJ Mesacampo. And that is our final comedian for the night. Be sure to plug your pluggables in the chat if you haven't done so already. Tom, you want to close us out, buddy?
Yeah, I do, but I also have weird OCD acting up tonight, so I want to close out the timer window first. Okay, here we go. All is good in the world. Okay, so that's it for tonight. We're going to stop streaming, but some of us are going to hang out for a little bit of green room time. If anybody wants to stick around, it'll only last 15 to 30 minutes. But I want to give a big thank you to my co-host Brooks, all the comedians who performed tonight, and of course, you, our audience. We don't have a winner for tonight's audience chat game because there were no chatters in the audience. But I'm confident people were probably watching somewhere, somehow. And if not, they will in the future, indefinitely, probably. But if you enjoyed the show and want to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at district-comedy.live, or alternatively, like/share/follow us on all the social media platforms. That's all in the link in the description. And have a great night!